Welcome back to the channel, man. So I'm gonna give you some 3i Atlas update. Basically, got two videos for you with a little bit more information. Let's go over it together and review it. This is my first time viewing it. I'll give you my perspective as we go along. Hopefully it's worthwhile. Come check it out with me. Apparently this guy has an opinion, so let's check it out. It could be a bunch of bullshit, but he has 4,000 likes, so let's check it out, man.
Are we about to be told that we're going to be invaded by aliens? Because I sort of feel like that's where things are headed. So there was a UAP congressional hearing yesterday, and they released new footage and new evidence. Now this...
I mean, yes, my last video talks about the UAP congressional hearing, and essentially a bunch of whistleblowers from the military came out and they are worried about losing their security clearance as a result of talking about the UAPs and the different programs that they were a part of when they were in the military. And so that is a true story. Now we have this mass of who knows what it is heading our way, and we'll be here within the next month. It looks like this could be Project Bluebeam.
This isn't the first hearing they've had. This has been going on for a while, but it hasn't been taken seriously. It hasn't caught on to mainstream narratives yet, but I think it's about to. And I think that they're gearing up for that with 3i Atlas. The whole 3i Atlas story was very fringe when it first came out, and now we're starting to hear it more in mainstream circles. It was discovered July 1st, but it didn't start picking up steam with the general public until well into August. And I feel like this narrative is just getting kind of pushed further and further, and they want to see how far it goes. Now, I don't know if it's... Are we about to be told that we're going to be invaded by aliens?
Yeah, so basically everybody's thinking this could be Project Bluebeam, or just like everything's indicating Project Bluebeam. If you look up Project Bluebeam on ChatGPT or Grok AI, you can even use the Copilot AI. But look this up, man. We can go over together essentially what Project Bluebeam is. If you don't know, I can give you a comprehensive breakdown using my own AI. So let's dive right in. We will generate a new chat. Come on, bro. All right. So can you describe Project Bluebeam in detail? So let's dive into Project Bluebeam in detail. This is one of those conspiracy theories that has captured a lot of imagination because it blends technology, religion, and global politics in one sweeping narrative. Here's a structured breakdown. Origin of Project Bluebeam. The idea comes from Serge Monson, Canadian investigative journalist who wrote about it in the mid-1990s, claiming that NASA, in cooperation with the United States, had a secret plan to establish a new world order by simulating the Second Coming or other culturally significant religious events using advanced technology. Monad published works like Project Bluebeam NASA in 1994 and gave public talks about it before his death in 1996. The alleged 4 steps of Project Bluebeam: deconstruction of current beliefs, archaeological discoveries, real or fabricated, would be revealed to challenge traditional religious doctrine. The idea was to shake humanity's faith systems by discrediting them through scientific means. A massive space show using satellites, lasers, and holographic projections, giant 3D images of religious figures, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, etc. would appear in the sky simultaneously around the world. These holograms would supposedly speak in every person's language, native language, convincing people that their deity was addressing them directly. Artificial telepathy and mind control. Low frequency radio waves and advanced communication technology would transmit messages directly into people's minds. This would make individuals believe they were receiving divine guidance or hearing their God speak to them. Oh wow. The universal new world order religion. Once people's old faiths have been broken down and the space show convinced them of a global revelation, a single world religion would be established. The ultimate goal paved the way for an authoritarian one world government. Man, related elements often added. Over time, others have attached extra layers to the theory, such as fake alien invasion. Some versions say that holographic UFOs or alien attacks would be staged to unite humanity under a global government involvement. The high frequency active Aurora research program in Alaska is often accused of being able to manipulate weather, cause earthquakes, or beam mind control signals. Project Bluebeam and end times in Christian conspiracy circles is sometimes tied to biblical prophecies of the Antichrist. So that's Project Bluebeam in a nutshell, man. So that's Project Bluebeam, bro. It very well could be Project Bluebeam, man. Let's be real. This big mothership AI 3i Atlas coming heading our way. And so we're going to dive into a video about that right now. That's next.
July 2025. Astronomers spot 3i/Atlas, just the third interstellar object ever seen, racing into our solar system at impossible speed. But when the James Webb detects a steady, pulsing glow coming from its core, light no simple rock should emit, everything changes. The object's brightness triples expected values, with zero comet tail or flicker, its rotation clockwork steady. Then comes the shock.
Zero tail, this is 4 days ago, baby.
Thermal heartbeat, pulsing every few hours.
Thermal heartbeat.
And a cascade of strange radio signals that match no known natural process. If this is real, it could be the first evidence of something built, not born, heading to...
I mean, Dr. Harvey from the Harvard Institute is saying that it's about 40 to 50% chance based off of all indicators that this could really be made by intelligent life. I mean, according to his calculations, which is displayed out in great detail in my other videos, it talks all about it, man.
Toward us right now. So what is 3I/Atlas, and why does its arrival have the world's top scientists demanding answers? August 6th, 2025. Deep in the data stream from the James Webb Space Telescope, a group of NIR spec operators flagged something that did not add up. The first infrared frames of 3I/A showed a concentrated glow at the object's core. Not a scattered haze, not a diffuse coma, just a tight, isolated source, bright enough to outshine the surrounding dust. The readings came in clean, with no sign of instrument error or solar flare contamination. On the raw plots, the heat signature stood out, a white-hot core, fading into colored bands, all centered on a nucleus no telescope could actually resolve. The Webb team, led by senior instrument scientist Dr. Lena Markovich, checked calibration logs, then ran the numbers again. The emission was steady, holding at levels 3 times higher than any model predicted for an object this size and distance. There was
in the tail, the lack of tail. There's no tail, bro. Like, so where's the light coming from? From the core of it?
No tail.
Center mass, no tail, like you just said.
No flicker, just a fixed, unwavering beacon.
Exactly.
The team's internal chat filled with questions. Was this outgassing or something else entirely? Archive checks began immediately.
Does it have a volcanic molten core? Like, why would it have a center mass light display if it wasn't from like a molten core or some type of gas where, I mean, the thing is massive, so it could be emitting gas, but there's no tail, so.
Hubble and TESS data from earlier in the summer hinted at an active object, already glowing far beyond the orbit of Jupiter, long before sunlight could trigger normal cometary activity. But nothing in those records matched the clarity or intensity of Webb's new images. For the operators, it was clear this was not a routine discovery. The heat was coming from deep inside, not from the sunlit surface, and whatever was powering it, the usual rules did not apply. The optical survey teams, led by the Atlas group in Chile and analysts at Hubble, began their own round of checks. Their first concern was brightness. By every standard metric, 3I/Atlas shone at nearly 3 times the intensity expected for a body of its estimated size and distance. Light curve studies, plotted over weeks, showed a steady, unwavering...
Apparently it's made out of nickel, and nickel is highly reflective too, so that's something to take into consideration.
Output. No dips, no surges, no evidence of the flickering usually caused by jets of gas or uneven surfaces. For comparison, typical comets brighten and fade as they tumble, their icy crusts venting in fits and starts. Here, the pattern was almost flat, with a measured rotation period of about 6 hours, enough to reveal any major surface activity, but nothing appeared. Hubble's high-resolution images searched for the classic tail, the streaming plume that signals a comet's ice turning to vapor. Instead, the object was wrapped in a tight, teardrop-shaped cocoon, more a shroud than a tail. Analysts noted that even at 6 astronomical units from the sun, where sunlight is weak and most comets lie dormant, 3I/Atlas was already active, glowing against the black. No model of solar heating or standard outgassing could explain the intensity or the timing. These contradictions left the optical teams with a puzzle, a body too bright, too steady, and too self-contained to fit any familiar category. The usual comet rules did not apply. For the researchers, the next step was clear. If the light wasn't coming from the surface, perhaps the answer lay deeper inside. Infrared analysts on the Webb team began dissecting the time series data, looking for any sign of pattern in the heat pouring from 3I/Atlas's core. What caught their attention was not just the intensity, but its rhythm. Every 4 hours, the central glow swelled and faded in a slow, deliberate cycle. The pulse was unmistakable, steady, almost mechanical, with energy peaking at the heart and radiating outward in waves. No random flicker, no chaotic outburst. The data logs filled with timestamps, each marking a rise and fall that repeated with uncanny precision. Dr. Lena Markovich and her group mapped the intervals against the object's rotation and orbital parameters, searching for a natural cause. Nothing lined up. The heat did not track surface features or solar input. It pulsed from deep inside, untouched by the changing angle of sunlight or distance from the sun. To the web operators, it looked less like a comet's outgassing and more like the heartbeat of something engineered. Radio observatories from California to South Africa tuned their arrays to 3I/Atlas, searching for any trace of electromagnetic activity.
The whole world's looking at this thing now, man. Not as much as they're looking at Charlie Kirk, but yeah.
Beyond the optical and infrared. The Allen Telescope Array, led by Dr. Kavita Rao, began sifting through hours of wideband data, filtering out background hiss and satellite spillover.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Prayers to the family.
The team isolated something that didn't belong, a faint, narrowband pulse repeating every 4 hours, unwavering in its rhythm. Fourier analysis confirmed the pattern, a stable carrier, cut sharply against the static, with a repetition too precise for random cosmic noise. Over several nights, the pulse held steady, yet its timing drifted in lockstep with changes in the solar wind, matching fluctuations tracked by space weather monitors. Independent teams at Meerkat and Effelsberg verified the signal, ruling out local interference and terrestrial sources. The pulse's persistence, its subtle environmental shifts, and its cross-hemisphere replication forced a new question into the open. Was this a natural process, or a deliberate transmission from something aware of its surroundings? Mid-August 2025, the anomaly deepened. Webb's live feed caught a sudden flare. 3I/Atlas brightened by nearly 40% in less than an hour. The TESS satellite, still tracking from Earth orbit, confirmed the spike. Every telescope trained on the object registered the same surge, not just in visible light, but in thermal output. For a brief window, the object radiated as if something inside had powered up. Then, just as quickly, the numbers stabilized, but at a new, elevated baseline. Attention shifted to the orbit. Marco Micheli.
This thing is supposed to probably hit Mars. I'll look that up for you, bro. I'll look it up for you. I think it's supposed to hit Mars, or it's gonna get real close. It's kind of sketchy, man. They may stop at Mars and get off. They may drop a couple of passengers off.
And the ESA Near-Earth Object Team ran updated models. The predicted path, calculated from months of data, no longer matched reality. Instead of drifting passively, 3I/Atlas veered, its trajectory bending closer to the plane of the solar system. Micheli's group debated the cause, outgassing, measurement error, or something less familiar. The acceleration didn't fit any known comet behavior. For the first time, the data hinted at a maneuver, with the flare and course change locked together in the logs. The question now pressed harder: what kind of object changes course mid-flight, and why here, at the edge of the ecliptic? August 18th, 2025. Webb's NIR spec instrument handed the baton to the spectroscopists. Kerry Liss's group at Johns Hopkins took the lead, passing the raw spectra from 3I/Atlas. The usual comet markers, water ice, carbon dioxide, were present, but layered atop them sat a puzzle. Several absorption lines refused to match any known catalog. The reflectivity profile hinted at metallic alloys, some echoing rare earth elements found only in advanced manufacturing here on Earth. Buried in the data, a handful of features aligned with theoretical quantum materials, structures described in physics papers, but never observed in nature. For the team, the evidence pointed away from random cosmic chemistry and towards something that looked, at least on paper, engineered. By late August, access to raw telescope feeds began to tighten. Internal memos from NASA and the ESA referenced new data protocols, citing planetary security. The SETI working group, led by an anonymous coordinator, debated whether to transmit a mathematical signal toward 3I/ATLA. After a tense vote, the message was sent. Prime numbers, the periodic table, and basic constants. 72 hours later, a narrowband reply arrived, timed to the second. The return pulse was distorted, but its pattern matched the original transmission window. Agency officials locked down the data, rerouting communications to classified channels. Outside, speculation surged. Inside, the atmosphere shifted from curiosity to something closer to caution. At the August IAU debate, 4 leading models, outgassing jets, radiogenic heating, dust scattering, and mass estimate errors, were tested and found lacking. None could explain the full chain of anomalies. Now, with the September flyby approaching, the countdown is on. Every instrument will be watching, hoping for the data that finally settles the question. On August 6, 2020, the James Webb Space Telescope recorded 3I/Atlas, emitting infrared light 3 times brighter than models predicted for its size. Over the following weeks, teams documented a centralized pulsed heat signature, a repeating radio signal, and a sudden 40% flare that coincided with a shift in its trajectory. Facts confirmed by TESS, Hubble, and European Space Agency orbital data. Spectroscopic analysis revealed rare Earth alloys and absorption lines unknown in current catalogs. Despite multiple independent reviews, natural explanations such as outgassing, radioactive decay, and dust scattering were all ruled out by the International Astronomical Union debate panel. As of late September 2025, its closest approach is imminent, with major observatories preparing for direct study.
Late September 2025, bro. If you don't know, it's the 16th of September right now when I'm making this video. This video that we're reviewing right now was 4 days ago. This thing's gonna be here in no time soon, no time flat, homie. So prepare yourself.
What is clear? 3. I/Atlas challenges every current model of interstellar objects, and its next passage past Earth will be a decisive moment for planetary science.
I guess the date's inconclusive. We don't know what date is going to come by, but thanks for checking out the video with me, man. 2 videos for you. It looks like apparently this video, I showed you the first video. This is what it's supposed to really look like. Real image of 3I Atlas, according to CNN, breaking news. Disregard what this guy has to say, but I mean, you can listen to it again, but I'm going to play it just for the sake of watching the movement of this. I don't know. This is the real.
Because I sort of feel like that's where things are headed. So there was a UAP congressional hearing yesterday.
This is real. That's
real. And they released new footage and new evidence.
Is this real?
Now, this isn't the first hearing they've had. This has been going on for a while. But it hasn't been taken seriously. It hasn't caught on to mainstream narratives yet.
That's not real.
But I think it's about to. And I think that they're gearing up for that with 3I Atlas. The whole 3I Atlas story.
Let's go over false flag operation. Okay, does it have the Epstein files? Asking for a nation. Use your own discernment. Project Bluebeam has been exposed. It's all BS. Nothing is going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen either. Yeah, I think they just, I don't know what they own, but like, I think it's just a comment, man. The sense of something coming is only intensifying. Do you feel it too? September 12th, we got Wiz, we got a big moth. We welcome some diversity. Just wondering how much USA will have to pay to support them. Oh, 2 days ago. So this dude said, we welcome some diversity. Just wondering how much USA will have to pay to support them. The aliens, right? The illegals. I got news for you, my friend. They're already here and have been here for a long time. The 3I Atlas thing is nothing just to cover up. This guy got 11 likes. Let me see. Or girl. It makes sense that they would create a false flag against aliens or an entity that doesn't already actually exist, like AI, just so they can continue their war machine nonstop and not actually have to invade any other countries. Those flag. They mean to say false flag or something like that. But yeah, man, that concludes this video. Man, thanks for joining me. Check out my other videos. Like, subscribe if you like this video. Only way I can get any support or any love, man, is if you like it, or just subscribe, because I only got 30 something subscribers, bro. I'm trying to get to 40. 5 more to 40. 5 more. If I can get 5 subscribers, I shave this mustache off, and I put it in the comments. Keep me accountable. Next time you see my next video, I won't have a mustache if you give me 5 subscribers. All right, bro. Peace and love.